If you own an Epic E40 and you would like a super convenient and simple storage solution that would make it really simple for you to just throw your items overhead before you hit the road, then you're gonna wanna check this guy out. Introducing our BA overhead storage console for the Epic E40, a bolt-on storage accessory that provides you with a quick and convenient solution for you to store your items in your cart without taking up extra space. Now, I'm aware that there is the large trunk in the back of the cart, and we also make the cart rack, which is a bolt-on storage basket that can hold a ton of items. But there's a difference between items you want to keep within arm's reach that are easy to get to and easy to take out of your cart while you're driving versus stuffing stuff back there. For example, hats like to fly off when you're driving down the road 30 miles an hour. So when you just take your hat off and stuff that got up there, now that's within arm's reach. Your wife's purse, she doesn't want to throw that back there every time. She wants it within arm's reach. And these items aren't going to necessarily fit in your glove box either. So stuff that up there as well in the console. Let's say your kid's juicy leaked in the back trunk, so you don't want to put your jacket in there. Well, this is nice and covered from the roof, so that's not dirty up there. So the console installs extremely easily. It's just these two bolts and nuts and those two bolts and nuts on that side of the roof, and it goes up. Takes a couple minutes, which I'm gonna show you later in this video. When the windshield's flipped up, it does not hit or interfere with your console. It's tucked up high enough that it's not going to affect your road vision. I'm almost 6 foot tall, and as I sit here, it has no effect at all on what I can see on the road or way up front of me. Last but not least, you don't have to sacrifice your overhead mirror just because you want a console. We have a hole that the mirror mounts to in this console. So now you can have both overhead mirror and storage. But if extra storage overhead does not tickle your fancy, then maybe this little guy right here will. So this guy is an LED dome light. It's included with the Epic console, and it does exactly what you're seeing right now. It lights the interior of your cart up. Not only does it light the dash up, but it lights the seats up. And I don't know about you, but when my wife and my family are using our cart, we use it at night quite often. And we are always fumbling around, trying to see what we put in the cup holders, trying to see what we stuff between us on the seats. And I'm always thinking to myself, man, it'd be really freaking nice right now to be able to see the seats or the cup holders to see what I'm trying to find and grab. Now when you're using your cart at night and you're trying to find something in the seats or on the floor, in your cup holders, you name it, now you just tap your dome light on and voila. Now you can see what you're trying to look for. So the best part about the LED dome light, besides obviously lighting your interior up, is that it does not require any wiring whatsoever because it's rechargeable. And installing it is even more simple. It's magnetic. So all you have to do is throw this guy into this circle and it magnetizes right to the metal inside the console. It has a USB-C charging port, and we provide you with a USB-C cable, and it will hold a charge for up to 12 hours. And let's say you have kids in the back and they dropped a few things, and instead of you getting your phone out real fast to turn the flashlight on, you've got a flashlight right in your console. So we can jump back here real fast and look on the ground, look in the seats, see what your kids dropped, and when you find what you're looking for, you just take this guy and plop it right back into that hole right there. So to purchase the BA console on our website, you can either click the link in the description below if you're watching us on YouTube, or you can just go to bacarts.com, click on Accessory Store, then scroll down to the Epic E40 category, and you will see the console right there. You can purchase it, and everything's automated. So as soon as you purchase it, you'll get an order confirmation, and when it ships, you'll get an email saying it ships with a tracking ID. But other than that, I'm gonna stop selling this guy to you, and I wanna show you how to install it on your Epic E40. So when you open up your Epic console to install it, you are going to see the 3 following items: the console for your cart, the dome light, and the USB cable to charge your dome light. The tools you are going to need to install your Epic console will be the following. You will need a 13mm socket or impact driver like I have here. You'll need a 5mm Allen wrench. And then your life will be a heck of a lot easier if you have a socket extension to use when we're installing it as well. You will also need a Phillips screwdriver or just a Phillips bit on your impact driver. And then you will, last but not least, you will need a 10mm wrench and a 14mm wrench. So the very first step in installing the console has nothing to do with the console at all. It's actually removing the mirror that's on the cart right now. So let's run back here and let's turn our little fancy light on so you guys can see a little better what's going on. And you're going to see a mirror here, and there are 2 machine screws on there that take a sorry, not an Allen, but a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and then a 10mm wrench. And it might be kind of hard to see, but way tucked up in here are 2 nuts that you have to remove with a Phillips screwdriver, Phillips bit. So taking Phillips bit and 10mm wrench, I'm gonna remove these. So now we have our mirror on this mount and the hardware, and we will not need any of this hardware that we just pulled out. And we will also not need this mount anymore either. And if you are wanting to retain your mirror on your console and install it right here in this hole right here in the console, then what we need to do is take our 14mm wrench and remove this nut from the back. Remove the locking washer and keep the mirror, locking washer, and nut, and this mount is no longer needed. So now that that's done, the mirror's out of the way. Now our next step is to remove the nuts from the mounting bolts that this mounts to so we can slide our console into place. So come over here, Keely, and I'm gonna show you. You've got 3 bolts on the side here. The bolt that's most furthest to the front will not be touched. We don't worry about that at all. The ones we want are right here. To make it easier on you, it's the 2 bolts that are holding this support brace up. That's the 2 bolts that are tightening the roof struts to that support bracket is what we want, those bolts and nuts. What I'm gonna do is take my 13mm socket and 5mm Allen wrench, and we're going to remove these 2 nuts. As you can see, I just removed the 2 washers and nuts from those bolts, and the bolts are hanging out just like so. We're gonna leave those like that for the moment. Now we gotta go do the other side. We're gonna push these bolts back so they're flush with this support brace, the support that's going up into the roof. So if you see here, it's out normally like this. I'm sitting this flush. Now you don't want to push it too far in, because if you push both bolts too far this way, this piece will drop, and we don't want that to happen. So we're pushing those both in so they're flush. Just like so. Even if it's hanging out just a fuzz, that's okay, because again, we don't want to risk it dropping. The holes that this will be bolting to are the only 2 holes in it. Bam, bam, those right there. And we're gonna slide this console up into place and push those bolts through as we're doing that. So I've also got my washers and nuts on me. That way I can finger tighten these when I'm ready to do that. So I'm going to push this guy up here and push those through, slide this into place, push those through. So now as long as both bolts are, all 4 bolts are pushed through the mounting holes, the console should be held up like so. And now what we do, and you gotta be a contortionist in some regards to get your hands in there, whatever angle you got to find yourself to be at to get all these nuts started on these bolts. The front ones are really simple because they're right here, but the rear ones can be a little harder to get to because of that support in the roof. So starting this. And then we get into the fun ones. So now I'm literally gonna stand in the seat and put my whole arm up here. If you do it like this, it's not that hard. But if you're trying to like stand beside the cart while you're trying to get to the rear bolts, it's very difficult. This is why I say an extension for your socket when we're tightening it helps a ton. Okay, so the nuts and washers are finger tightened on the bolts. And Now we got to tighten those up. Now, one thing to make clear, what we got to do is, right now it's angled down. We have to push this thing and hold it up while we're mounting it. Softly tighten these bolts and nuts so we're kind of holding. That way we can push up on it again where it stays in place and then finish tightening it. I'm taking my 13 millimeter socket extension, and then I'm taking my 5 millimeter Allen wrench, and I'm sliding this socket all the way over the nut. And I'm gonna slowly start to tighten this. If you have help somehow to push up on that while you're tightening it, that'll make it a little better. But if you don't have help, you just gotta slowly tighten this and then push up, just like so. And then let's go to the other side, snug this up. There we go. Let's go back to this side, push up again. Again, if you have help, this would be a little more simple to do, to push up on that. Now, the difficult nuts are tight, and those are the most important ones to hold the console up, like we just pushed up on it. Now we can just do the simple bolts and nuts that are on the front of this. So now we put our Allen wrench in. The console's tightened up and it's rock solid attached to the roof now. And that is how simple it is to install the console. Our work's not done yet. We have the dome light and the mirror. So let's get into those now. And also, I think a quick caveat, I was making sure I was pressing evenly forward and up on this console. I wasn't trying to twist one way or the other. I wasn't pushing on the left side, not pushing on the right side to make sure it's actually perpendicular with the roof once it's finally installed. Next step is the dome light. So let's show you how to operate this dome light first before we install it. And the installation is very difficult, trust me. That's a joke. So this is our dome light. And to charge this guy, you plug this into a USB cube and you plug this USB-C into the dome light, and that charges. And that will hold a charge for 12 hours. And obviously we're not gonna be driving around with our dome lights on. So 12 hours is gonna last you quite a long time. On the back, there is a switch, a master switch to turn the dome light actually on. And now, the way to turn it on is just, there's a little light emblem on the front of that. You just tap that guy and it turns on. And there's 3 light settings on this. There's warm, semi-warm, and white. And the way you change through those and set what color you want is you tap through these fast. So we went through semi-warm, warm, and then white. So right now we're set to white. Whatever color you leave it on for a few seconds, we'll set that as the default. So now that we left white on for a while, when I tap it and turn it back on, white is what turns on. And if you don't like that color after you get it installed and you think, I just don't like that, I'd like it to be a little warmer, what you can do is go through here, tap it real fast, go to semi-warm. This is semi-warm now. I'll leave it for a couple seconds, and now semi-warm is the setting. If you tap it too fast, you'll change the colors every time. But if you tap it to turn it on, wait a couple seconds, tap it to turn it off, that color will stay as the setting. Now, the installation, very difficult. Keely, if you want to come this way, I'll go up here. You see this circle in your console here? That's how you install your dome light. Next is our mirror. So we grab our mirror, we grab the lock washer and nut we took off the mirror's mount, and then we want to grab our 14 millimeter wrench, and we'll slide the thread on this mirror into this hole right here. And then we place the lock washer and nut on the back side. Then take our 14 millimeter wrench and tighten that up. And now you have a mirror on your console as well. You didn't have to sacrifice the mirror. just to add extra storage. You have both now. If you ran into a problem that you did not see addressed in this video, please contact us. Text, email, phone call, we'll take care of you. Pictures help a ton. We have a text phone number on our website. It says text. You can only text that number, you can't call it. And you just send us some pictures if you're running into an issue. To my knowledge at this moment, Epic's never had a different roof on their E40, so this should fit exactly the way you just saw in this video. Also, if you want to look at pictures before you purchase to see the written instructions with pictures, you can view those as well. Some people like to see pictures instead of videos for instructions. But if you want to see more Epic products, please click subscribe on our YouTube channel. We have a lot more products coming out for the Epic. And just like the console, just like our cart rack remake, we're going to make a info video with installation as well on every product we make. So, per usual, thank you for watching and thank you for supporting BA Carts.